with Ndongo Gashane and Daniel Kariuki. Unfiltered with Ndongo Gashane and Daniel Kariuki.
Hello there and welcome to Unfiltered, your go-to political and current affairs show. This is where we give you deep analysis and perspectives you won't find anywhere else. I am your host, Ndongo Gashane, and I'm not hosting this show alone. My brother.
Yes, you are of course hosting with Daniel Kariuki. The year is coming to an end.
The year is coming to an end.
The holidays are here.
Yeah.
But politics never go to for
politics never
the
retire.
holiday, the current affairs.
Yeah.
And we have a guest today to just take us through what we have experienced this year in politics, current affairs, matters, governance.
And we had by-elections.
By-elections, by the way. We had six in the constituencies.
Yes.
One in the county and several in the wards. And it might be defining the 2027 politics, most likely.
He will tell us, our guest will tell us that and more others. Yes.
Yeah. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much, Brother Kariuki and Gashane. I'm happy to be here. As you say, the politics are not on leave. And of concern right now is our country is having challenges, especially on the roads. During Christmas, we have seen a spike of accidents. Tunasema pole kwa familia ambao wamepoteza wenzao. But we also ask the drivers to be a little bit more careful, and the employers of the bus drivers, let them not push their drivers so much to work extra hours. So our drivers wafanye 8 hours and below, so that now they make sure our people arrive safely. Let us not be careless. Let us not have drunk driving. And tumeona jaji mkuu amefanya vizuri sana.
Yes.
She has brought the courts on the roads. So I think that will help to curb and Kenyans will be able to be given justice. Thank you. That is for that.
Of course, you have in Bosco Motegi.
Yes.
We are not introduced.
So my name is Bosco Motegi.
Yes, a political analyst. We're having a political analyst with us here. He's going to be discussing matters to do with politics and how the politics have been happening in the country of late. Of course, first things first.
Yes.
Mbeere North by-election, Kasipul by-election, Malaba by-election, opposition, united opposition facing the government. I know it's several weeks already. The members of parliament have been sworn in. They are now already in parliament.
True.
But what would you say about those by-elections that happened on the 27th of November?
Thank you very much, Kariuki. You know, politics is about perception. And people say this was more or less a referendum for the 2027. And it was a defining moment. Whatever the outcome of these elections in the different constituencies has a lot of impact on what will happen in 2027. What I'm saying is, if someone won a position in Malava, and the people who had doubts in that area about, for example, UDA, might also be carried along the way and be convinced that UDA is the best party. When you go to Magarini, the same thing. When you go to Mbeere North, for example, UDA has had some challenges previously in Mbeere North. And when now the UDA wins this position in Mbeere North, it's stamping its authority in that area. That is, by the way, surprisingly, in Mbeere North and Mbeere South, there has been no UDA person elected, either MCA or member of parliament in the last election. So UDA has won greatly in Embu and in Mt Kenya. So what I'm saying is that some of the things that the outcome of these elections have a lot of, they are communicating a lot on 2027. Because even if you say the election was stolen, even if you say there was bribery, what if it happens again in 2027? Will you still say you are stolen? Will you say people are bribed?
No.
We are not encouraging those things. However, in politics, politics is very unfair. There's only one winner, and there's no number 2 in politics.
And
So
a win
if-
is a win.
and a win is a win. Whether you unaingisha na handball,
No matter how you scored.
no matter how even if it's a handball, and the referee says you have won.
But
Apparently,
Bwana Bosco,
That's it. Is.
other people who have a different view or opinion on whether, because you say that the Mbeere North by-election and others were actually a referendum and they have an impact on 2027.
Correct.
But people who dispute that narrative actually go back to history.
Yes.
Of how the Mbeere North people have voted.
Yes.
I believe you come from that region.
Yes.
But this is a very unique region because in 1992 they had Gerard Ireri Ndegwa, who was elected under the Kenya National Congress
KNC,
Party.
a small
And then in 1990, against the wave of KANU.
KANU, yes.
And then in 1997 we had Cyrus Jamiu,
Yes.
who was at a DP.
Yes.
And you know this was against
Cyrus Ita.
yes,
Jamiu.
Itan Jamiu,
Yes.
at the backdrop of the KANU's wave. In 2002, we had Justin Muturi. And you remember, at that time, the country was talking about NAC. And Muturi was elected at KANU,
Correct.
which was the party that was actually being sent home.
Yes.
You remember yote yawezekana bila Moi.
Good.
And then in 2007, we had Kivuti elected at Safina against the wave of the PNU. Remember, it was during the Kibaki's
era,
election.
Correct.
In 2013, we had Muriuki Njagagwa
And a bus.
at the Bas Party.
APK.
And in 2017.
Yes.
And in 2017, we had Jubilee. In 2013, we had TNA.
Yes.
Then in 2022, we had Roko. Against voted under against the wave of the United Democratic Alliance Party.
Yes.
So those people who have a contrary opinion believe that the Mbeere North case is a bit unique because of its past voting pattern.
Yes.
And also other factors, like there are people probably who claimed that they were voting for Roko
Yes.
for continuity because Roko had already done some a bit of work there.
Yes.
And they believe this was not a vote for Ruto. What do you believe? What do you say?
You know, why do you say it's unique? It's indeed unique constituency.
Yes.
However, as I've said, as I started, politics is about perception. And let's look back what happened in Mbeere North. A week or 2 weeks before the elections, someone by the name of Gachagua said he is coming to Mbeere North kufunga viosk. Alafu akakuja, some people say akafungua pia kakioski kake kadogo. So labda ile kioski ilikuwa kubwa ilizidi yake. So that after another week, he said, niliwaambia msitumie kiosk, lakini imekuwa ngumu kidogo hata nifungue tena. What I'm saying is this. Why would you tell people to accept bribery or money, and when they take it or whatever that happens,
Yes.
the election, you lose the election, you start telling people you didn't have a candidate, or you start telling them stories. So what I'm saying is that Rigathi Gachagua, first of all, came with a very bad language, abusing the local leaders. That's where Kithure Kindiki comes from. Right now, we have had the conversation that is going on of the Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. The Mount Kenya East are very proud of their leader, the highest ranking person in the country. Since independence, they have never had a person at the rank of a deputy president or even a president from that region. And then Mungu amewasaidia, they have gotten there, then you come there and abuse their own children. You abuse Mbeere, the current governor of Embu,
Yes.
who is a woman, who is a lady, who has really fought to have such a mantle or a position in the east area, or rather even in Mount Kenya, because we have like now 5 governors, because one dropped. So then you have also come, siasa za kujipiga kifua, you come telling the Mbeere North people to vote out CS Roko, their son, who has been elected for 2 years, who has done magic. He came there, gave bursaries, did projects they have never seen in their entire lives, and then you expect them to vote otherwise. I was in that Mbeere for 3 weeks, and I gave people opinion, even Gashane, and I told them the chances of opposition winning that election are very minimal, because we are talking about an area which is marginalized, people who don't have water, they don't have food, and then now the other people in the government, or rather the UDA team, was giving them food. Let's speak the way things are. They were giving them
Packet of
food,
funga,
they were
blankets.
giving them projects, They are giving them pipe water. You know, they are giving
So,
pipes
so
to give them
Bonabos,
water.
could you say that Wamudende's win or a vote from Mbeere North was a vote for Ruto? Would you say that it was not incumbent of those other factors, for example, the uniqueness of its past voting pattern, as I had explained earlier? Do you read anything on your region's past voting pattern, or you believe that this was Ruto's win?
What I was concluding with that statement, or that so long story I was saying, it was about maendeleo, someone giving them maendeleo, and the other one not giving him anything. It's like a story of a child who has a father who keeps telling parents, a child who has parents who keep telling him, Daddy, I want a shoe. Wait, I will bring it. The other one, you tell them, Daddy, I want a shoe. He gave you, there's the shoe. The other one tells you, you know, that's the story I'm talking about.
Yes.
And now the problem was, the United Opposition started campaigning way too late. CS Rocco started campaigning 7 months ago when he was elected, when he was appointed the CS. That's when he started campaigning. That's when he started doing serious work on the ground. So I'm talking about this election was won because the government came with the projects, deliverables, giving them the things they are looking for. So it was about development, and people who are not non-development conscious. When you look at Newton Karish, for example, if you can go back, even in one of the debates, he went in a TV debate, and he was asked, why do you have electricity in your own home, whereas the other villagers don't have? He said, it is not his business to give electricity to the other people. He worked for the transformer to come to his place. If I was him, I would even have pretended I'm still trying to fight for that last mile electricity to come to the people, other than exposing yourself. The other thing is, instead of Karish campaigning for himself, he was campaigning for Lenny Kivuti to be a governor. And all the other brigade, they were all fighting against one term, Ruto, remove. So they were not very keen on telling the people what are they going to do for the people.
And someone will ask, and I think Gashane had asked that question.
Yes.
Was this by-election about Ruto and Gachagua, or was it about Gachagua and Kindiki?
Absolutely. It was about Gachagua and Kindiki. That's why Ruto did not even step there. Because he wanted to show Gachagua, you keep saying you have a mountain, you keep saying you are fighting with me. Let me show you. You're not fighting even with me. You are fighting with your peer, who is Kindiki. And he told him they had a banter, and Kindiki was saying, Goliath, you're the Goliath, and me, I'm weak. And you say, I don't have a small voice, but we were going to floor you. And they did it. He did it. So that's why I'm saying the election will give the direction on 2027, because Kindiki now has a lot of pride and weight, and is going around. UDA also came and is able to tell the people, look, these people are telling you stories. As we have projects here we are giving, and we are showing you. And I would say this without fear of any doubt, that if William Ruto is going to get a second term, he's going to get it from the mountain. And I can almost assure you, if the president does not change the running mate from Mt Kenya, he can be assured of the second term. Why? The development projects that he has assured the people of the mountain, the Nithi Bridge, those are things that have been pain points for the people of Meru for all these years. Ruto has been very keen in respecting Kindiki. I saw a clip in Mombasa, some member of parliament trying even to push Kindiki, and he was pushed literally. Because what is Ruto doing? Ruto is showing the people of the mountain, you people, you gave me this mantle. I respect you. I respect your people. As I come also to Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West, as they are going on right now, over the years, the people of the East, that is Embu, Meru, and Tharaka Nithi, they have felt left out. Sometimes they are even given ministers whom they feel they are not really helping them. They have been complaining about JB Muturi, and that's why even he was removed. And immediately CS Rocco was given this position. They have seen the difference. Previously, in the last regime, CS Kariuki, when she was the CS, people were angry, saying, I'm sorry to use that term, because that is what was on the ground, that you have given as a woman who is married in another place, that we cannot even go to see her home.
But that cannot be justification, because even
it's them who say
Governor Mbeere is said to be married elsewhere.
But she has a home in Embu.
But
it's not about where you're married, as I said.
That's my point.
it's not even my opinion. I'm just telling you
What
what
was
the
in the
people were arguing.
We're arguing about.
Yeah, and development has been, when we are campaigning, people used to say this analogy from Kenyatta 1. Kenyatta 1 used to campaign around the mountain and worked with the people there. But when it came to the elections, even Kenyatta and even the time of Moi, the people would unite together. During Uhuru, people came and campaigned in the mountain, and especially in Mount Kenya East, saying, I can use the mother tongue, saying, Andoaito, let's come together and vote.
Our people.
Because Kemondo,
Yes.
that Kemondo, you know who they were referring to, Raila Odinga. And once the election were done and the people voted in Uhuru Kenyatta, development was done only in the west part of the mountain. When it came to, even now, the people feel that what is happening is some injustices were done, even with the Mau Mau roads. And that's why I think William Ruto is correcting this, with giving them a deputy president, giving them the development they are looking for. If you go to counties like Embu, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, there's a market there being built of almost $1 billion. We have seen the industrial parks being done. We have seen in Meru, the designing and commissioning of that bridge has been done. What I'm saying is the people of Mount Kenya East have always felt left out. What happened with the statement I saw of Roko and Mbeere the
Yes,
other
I was
day?
actually going to ask you that question on Baride's and Roko statement, where they believe that regional split between Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. And the question I was to ask is why then, if you believe that Ruto, if he'll be given the second term, he will be delivered, or he'll get that seat thanks to Mount Kenya region, then why this strategy of seeking to divide the region?
Actually, I don't think they are dividing the region. It is the opposition which has been dividing the region, because they are arguing this way. If Gachagua, when he's a deputy president, the mountain is united, they are okay with that. He doesn't have the problem with other political parties. He calls UDA wheelbarrow, he calls Jubilee wheelbarrow, he calls any other political party in the mountain is a wheelbarrow to Gachagua. But when it comes to his party is not a wheelbarrow. DCP is not a wheelbarrow in the mountain. So people are arguing, if regarding Gachagua, you cannot respect our own person who is Kithure Kindiki. They have no problem with Gachagua, by the way. They are, the mountain east, they are supporting Gachagua.
Mount Kenya East.
Mount Kenya East. As long as he is respecting their leader. So when he comes and calls the deputy president Soprano, those funny things, is he not even himself worried he will lose these seats in the Mount Kenya East, or those seats don't matter?
Do you support
if you look at
say that they should unite to agitate for their political and economic interests.
Yeah.
Uniting not as Mount Kenya region, but as Mount Kenya East.
In fact, he said that he wanted the title deed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Of Mount Kenya East.
No. Isn't this schemes to divide the Raja Mount Kenya, and to whose interest would it be?
Let me tell you what is happening. You see, after the by-election of Mbeere North, UDA and the government have they want to pick a momentum. That Rigathi Gachagua, and ever since that day, Rigathi Gachagua has not stepped in that mountain, Mount Kenya East. Even the funeral of the mother to Lenny Kevuti, he could not attend, because he knew the narrative was selling is dead on arrival. In fact, if you listen to Gachagua the last past days, he is not even talking about one term. He can't afford to mention one term right now, because he's a dead. He would rather look for another concept or another slogan, but not one term, because one term has been proved in the mountain is not working. What I'm saying is, when you listen to Mbeere, when you listen to Roko and all the other leaders in the East, what they are saying, they want to pick up a momentum from Mbeere North and run away with it and say, look, this leader called in the name of the Rigathi Gachagua in the united, which they are saying is a disunited opposition, because we have seen from their behavior that they should either Gachagua respect their deputy president, who is Rigathi Gachagua, who is Kithure Kindiki, or even him, he loses the support. That's what they are saying.
So are you saying that in 2027,
Yes,
apart from Mount Kenya being a big factor in the presidential elections,
yes,
again, Mount Kenya East, Mount Kenya West politics will play a very big role on which direction, again, the mountain will be taking? Could it be that we could see Rigathi Gachagua commanding a great number or a big number in Mount Kenya West, and then on the other hand, Kindiki is commanding the other side, Mount Kenya East, and this could be again a factor that Ruto will consider and look at. Am I looking at just Mount Kenya East? I get the votes from Mount Kenya East. Hii ingine nipate kidogo kidogo ya West nijaze.
As I said earlier, how the development projects, the proposed development projects in this country, and especially Mount Kenya, if they are done the way they have been proposed, whether east or west, the automatic numbers will go to, the match numbers will go to William Ruto. And there's nothing short of that. And the people of the mountain, by the way, I've been through that mountain and several other places in the country for a while. And I can tell you, some of them believe that the ground is opposition-sided. I can challenge you, go do some research, do some polls. That is not true. And the people might have been told stories or be made to believe this and that. If you look at Kiambu, for example, the president has proposed to use over 4.5 billion worth of projects in that area. He has been moving around. He has started moving around in that Mount Kenya, and he has started with Kiambu the other day. So these projects, if they are done in these places, and particularly in Meru, Embu, and Tharaka Nithi, as you are saying, and also the extended area. You know, in Mount Kenya, we have 10 counties. 3 of them are the ones we are talking about, the east. The west has around 4, has the rest, which are almost 6 or 7, if you calculate that way. And there's no way I can tell you, there's no way the entire mountain will go to people who are not giving them development or giving them tangible projects. Because the people are really looking to that. When you talk about Muguka, for example, that was a subject in Mbeere North, and people were very curious and asked Gachagua when he came there, when we had a problem with Muguka, what did you do? If you look at the place like Manyata, the current member of parliament,
Yetonga
Mukunji. He is the only member of parliament that in Embu that supports Rigathi Gachagua. And you have seen all the other. So the people on the ground in Embu, for example, and in Manyata particularly, are asking, when we elected you under this government. And we expected you to bring development in our area. Sometimes Manyata people are feeling they are being segregated because in the meetings that the developments of Manyata are being discussed, you are not there. In the meetings that the president comes to Embu, you bring goons to disrupt the meetings. Whereas in places like Ukambani, we have seen the people, even when the president is there to bring development, the guys who are in opposition like Maanzo are even in those meetings asking the president questions.
Welcoming the president.
Yes. So the people of Manyata are asking, what is so special about you that even if you have beef or whatever you have with the president, why don't you show up in those meetings and ask the president, barabara ya Embu Kebogo, we said you retamak, or the barabara of Ena, and so you did not. So we have seen also some challenges there. There's a road, for example, coming from Ena to Kedemu that has been being done by the government. The member of parliament that went there the other day and told the young people, the youths there, don't allow Mbarira to come and do these roads. So the people are getting lost. You are the one who is supposed to champion for our development, yet other people are championing for it, you are stopping them. So those are the things that will play around.
So, Bwana Mutegi, what do you think is Gachagua's chances for political survival in this region that you say may actually hard Ruto second term? Do you believe that his party, the Democracy for Citizens Party, will have a footing and may end up getting some many elective members as Gachagua opines all things?
Gachagua is likely to get some positions in the mountains. Let's be fair to him and say the truth. However, that will depend with his behavior between now and 2027. The kind of arrangement they are having with the likes of Kalonzo and Matiang'i, it's nothing. If it's not anything to go by, we don't expect even him to get even more positions as people might have anticipated. Why? Already you have seen. I'm now coming to that question with united opposition. In fact, people are calling it the disunited opposition.
But
because
which people? Mbona mtu-
the people on the ground. I'm giving you not my own my own opinions. It's what I've collected from the people in the mountains. That's what you have asked me. So what I'm saying is, not even the people, even you have seen yourselves. We have seen Matiang'i and his troops in one meeting the other day. We have seen Kalonzo and his troops in one meeting the other day. And if Mbeere North was anything to go by, did you see any of the United Opposition's people coming to campaign in Mbeere? No. It's only Rigathi Gachagua who was there.
And Kalonzo.
Kalonzo came only once, one Sunday, and he's not even in Mbeere North.
But
He was in
came-
Embu Town.
But he came.
In Embu Town, not Mbeere North. I can prove that to you. He didn't come. They came there.
So why do you
the day
think
they
he
came
never-
there, Kalonzo, Mother Karua, they were in Embu Town, not Mbeere North. And they never even campaigned for that candidate, Karish, because they were talking about they will be coming to campaign, and they never came. So when you talk about, it's one issue to stop, what is it called? To give up the DCP candidature to other people. And it's another thing to see. We expected Matiang'i, being the leader of Jubilee, to come and campaign there
As the deputy party
as the
leader.
deputy party leader. So the division within these two opposition, united opposition, these two factions, will contribute a lot on where what will happen. Because when you see right now, Gachagua seems like he's fence sitting, he's waiting to see who will be the candidate. Eventually the candidate of united opposition, then he supports that person. So if he supports that person as either a running mate or whatever method,
I have heard you say that Gachagua might be losing ground in Mount Kenya.
Yes.
So the fact that Kindiki was seen like the person who won in this battle, in the going by the Mbeere North by-elections. But again, yes, Kindiki did not, or rather Gachagua did not have a candidate, and he said that, and it is right to say that. But again, he was the one who was pushing for the campaigns, yes.
yes.
What was the difference between the votes that were garnered by Omudende and those that were garnered by Karis?
Historically, as he rightly read, Mbeere North, there's no one who has, in the history of Mbeere North, who has ever won. The highest has had, I think, 2,800. All the elections, the election between Kamwithi Munyi and the member of parliament you mentioned there was 230 votes. In the last election, Ruto won with less than 690 votes, less than 700 votes.
Right.
And Gachagua during the time of Gachagua, he also won with less than 1,000 votes. So it's nothing unique. What's the number?
Okay, now I want to go there.
Yes.
Gachagua just launched his party the other day, and he has been in the opposition for, I think now 1 year, if I'm not wrong.
Correct.
Since he was impeached from the position.
Yeah.
And him not having a candidate in Mbeere, but managing to push on behalf of the Democratic Party, Karish, to that extent.
Yes.
And bearing in mind, because we cannot ignore,
Yes.
that they were, we saw a lot of vurugu hapa na pale, chaos during that day of the election. Well, you said that hata kama utafunga kwa mkono, it is okay. But going forward to 2027, do you think these tactics will be, are they going to be used in 2027?
Are they going to work?
Or are they going to work? Because clearly, we cannot run from the fact that they were chaos.
Yes. But they are not only in
And again, these by-elections, civil activists, civil society, as well as election observers, have poked holes in these by-elections. So is it not right for Gachagua to brag that at least I managed to push these guys to almost the corner?
I tell you two things which I have told you. They are not number two in politics. You either win or you lose. So he lost. That is one. Two, don't tell me that he didn't have a candidate. If he didn't have a candidate, he wouldn't have come. So that's why he came to campaign. And he openly said he's campaigning for Karish because there's a candidate they are pushing. He equally said they have had an agreement that they are not going to field a candidate from any other political party. So the energy, the zeal, the time, the resources he put in Mbeere North is a clear indication that he had a candidate whom he loved very much. And that's why he has an egg in his face. He cannot even come near the mountain right now. That's why he was unable to come to the funeral of his close friend, a principal, a friend, at the funeral of mother-in-law of JB Muturi.
And what makes you think that he did not come because of the ego on the face? Maybe he was having other issues he was dealing with.
If Rigathi Gachagua did not have a candidate in Mbeere North, he could have chosen to stay in his wife's place in Madeira. You know, let's be sincere. If he didn't have a candidate, he could have slept. Why did he come all the way there, closing shops, which he ended up?
We also
I was there for 3 weeks.
But we also
he opened
saw
a small shop for himself.
We also
so
saw
if the people had an issue with the kiosks which were
but
there,
we saw Kalonzo in Magarini. He did not have a candidate also. So it was right for Gachagua to go and campaign for Democratic
I'm
Party.
not saying it's wrong. It was
Precisely.
right.
So that's the reason I'm asking. Could it be that President William Ruto,
Yes.
because the next day he spoke the next day,
Yes.
and he said that hawa watu hata hawana agenda, ndio maana hata kule wamekosa kura,
Yes.
wamekosa kupata kura. Is President William Ruto really fearing Gachagua could be a big factor in the 2027 elections?
By the way, let me tell you from my simple understanding. This united opposition or disunited opposition is
Depending with where you sit.
even you, depending on where you sit. This disunited opposition, because it is disunited, we have seen photos from different meetings. Same day,
they have maintained they are not they're together.
Don't hold brief for them. What I'm saying is, Gachagua, if there is an election, it would be the easiest for William Ruto to win, is these 2027 by-elections. Because the current opposition we are having, they look like children in the field. They don't know how to attack this man. And my cue, you're not dealing with an ordinary politician. This is William Ruto for you.
Are you saying
I'm
Ruto's
a gentleman. Yeah. A gentleman who comes from... No, we are not going to that. I'm saying a gentleman who sells chicken, from selling chicken to president on one shot, that's not an ordinary guy. So what I'm saying, in another language, let the people who are preparing to be opponents of William Ruto be properly prepared. Because if people are bringing a lot of noise and excitement in these by-elections, out of the 24 positions, he has had over 13 positions. So and not just at the national level. He had 13 ward representative positions, showing he has grassroots, is in touch with the grassroots.
Right.
So the thing is, Rigathi Gachagua, I think, is the last worry for William Ruto in this election. His worry could be even somewhere else. I will tell you something about ODM. Before
we come to ODM, because I have a question for
I wanted to answer him that question with ODM. The division of ODM, which ODM, I will tell you, to divide into 3 factions. One of the biggest beneficiary of the division of ODM is William Ruto.
So he's the one who is causing those divisions.
I have not said that. I'm saying in case he is not even causing that. Is he the one who is telling Babu Owino and Sifuna and Winnie Odinga to speak against Oburu? I don't think he is. Is he the one who is telling Orengo, a person we know with a totally different, independent mind over the years, to speak about the things he's talking about ODM? ODM is a political party like any other, which has democracy. People can speak the way they feel like, as long as they are not associating with other political parties. ODM right now is in the broad-based government, supporting William Ruto. So a big faction of it, the people with a lot of, what is it called, grassroots, or rather support from their areas. People like Oparanya, people like Joho, people like Bandi, all these team in the broad-based government, because they have decided to stay there, and that's where Raila left them. If they bring these votes to William Ruto, and William Ruto is able now to galvanize all the other votes with the UDA, then it's a clear win for him.
So you said Gachagua is not William Ruto's headache. So who is William Ruto's headache?
Why I'm saying it's not a headache to him, because Gachagua has portrayed and always presented himself as the owner of the mountain. Right now, that narrative has been dismantled by Kindiki. And Kindiki seems to be picking momentum very well. Fire, see fire. Amudendre, Noma, see Noma. And it's peaking in the mountain. So what I'm saying is, Rigathi Gachagua, I'm not undermining. In fact, I respect Rigathi Gachagua for the 5 years come so far. I mean, being one-term member of parliament, then becoming deputy president, then you're impeached, and then you're causing all this noise in the country. is a formidable force, so to speak. So I'm not even don't think like, don't pick like I'm undermining. He's not.
Should Ruto worry about Gachagua?
Pardon?
Should Ruto get worried about Gachagua then?
Ruto has no reason to be worried about Gachagua. Gachagua has proved to be a tribalist, a person only who thinks about his area in the mountain. So the president, being the president of this country, he has worries of people all over the country. So he has to listen to the Turukanas, to the Masais, to the Merus, to the coast people, and make sure he brings them together and get their votes as he takes the country to Singapore.
Who among the leaders in the opposition
Yes.
do you think will cause or put up a spirited fight against President William Ruto in the 2027 general election?
Or who could be a headache
Yes.
to President William Ruto in the 2027 elections?
Very good. That's a very good question. And that's why I answered first of all that question by saying the trend and the behavior of the current opposition is worrying, because world over, the world has shown, statistics and previous leaders have shown, it is the duty of the opposition to whip the people, to whip young people, to get voters, to be voter registered. We are talking about the ambitious budget, or rather forecast of 6.3 million by the IEBC. So I'm worried when I see, I'm worried for opposition when I see them not being agitated and doing oversight on IEBC, telling IEBC, you said we are going to get this 6.3 million. What strategy do you have? Are you sitting in the constituencies, headquarters, waiting for the young people in the universities, in the tertiary, in the colleges to come and queue there? The Gen Zs, the way you know them, they may not go there. So one of the ways I'm even at this forum, I'm challenging the IEBC. Let the IEBC be more creative. Let them go to visit those students in their colleges. Let's have different methods of doing what is called voter registration. It's a continuous voter registration, yes. But remember, we're even behind schedule. That should have started in 2022. So the amount of votes that we are getting daily are worrying. So why I'm saying Ruto may not have a really headache of who will we be campaigning against, because maybe even the picture we are getting right now, we don't know who will be their candidate. So we need to be Matiang'i, we need to be Makalonzo.
Listening to you
Yes.
is like number one.
Yeah.
You are a staunch believer and supporter of President William Ruto. That is what I'm getting. And number two is like you are saying that Ruto will actually vie against himself in 2027, because you do not believe that there is no the united one will remain united until 2027, and number two, you do not believe there is a very serious contender who can actually face President William Ruto. So if I got it right, is like Bwana Mutogi is telling us that Ruto will vie against himself.
I have not said that. That's my question. I answer.
Yeah.
I have not said all the things you have said. You have said I support William Ruto. You have said he will vie against himself. You have said so many things. We called me here. We do an analysis of this country and the expected.
Yes.
Can I speak? Can I give you a moment?
Yes.
You called me here so that we discuss an analysis of what is happening in the country, and not what are my personal views. And so what I'm saying is, right now, there is no clear picture who the united opposition candidate is. Is it true or not?
True.
Is it true or not? So while that picture is that there is no clear candidate, so when you ask me who is his headache, when you ask me who is his headache,
Your views.
my views is there's no one who is giving him headache there right now. Not unless we talk about next year. Because Ruto can only have a headache when he sees a lineup of Karaoke, Njane, Kalonzo in this lineup. But as it stands, Gachagua, Kalonzo and Matiang'i, they equally seem divided.
But he seemed to directly talk to Kalonzo the other day.
Yes.
When he was addressing him, that
Correct.
he even responded.
Yes.
Don't you feel like he has already identified the person whom he thinks should be in the ballot with him?
Very good. So he told Kalonzo the following: you have been a leader for over 50 years. Your road to Saikuru to your own house, you have not tarmacked it. Are you expecting Kenyans to trust you with over, let's say, 2,000 roads to tarmac, while you all these years you've been a leader in different areas, assistant minister, vice president, and you have never tarmacked your own home, roads that goes to your home. It's the same problem we had in Embu, in Mbeere North. JB Muturi has been AG, MP, parliament, speaker all these years. His road to his house was tarmacked by Roko, who is the one who lobbied for that project. 3 months ago is when his own house, where he stays in Embu, was tarmacked. So those are the kind of things that we are seeing that are giving me confidence to say, when you look at that opposition, there is no clear candidate who Ruto is facing. So don't talk about Kalonzo as he is the person he is facing. He is saying, this Kalonzo, even if people could be saying, could be my opponent, he has a whole range of challenges, even in his own house. He has not sorted the water problem, the roads, you know.
The reason I'm saying that, Gachagua, just
yes.
a bit.
Yes.
The reason I'm saying that
Yes,
is because initially he has been talking about the opposition.
Yes.
Wale majama. Hawajafanya, hawajafanya. Wale majama. But now he has singled out
Yes.
Kalonzo Musyoka and has talked of kama hujaweza kufanya hii kwako, utaweza kufanya hii kwa taifa. So you see, basically he's trying to say that this could be the person whom is being forwarded by, or is being fronted by the opposition.
When you look at the numbers going to the ODM is Raila Odinga.
You mean ODM?
Yes, of course. I mean ODM. And when I mean Raila Odinga, I mean the people who are supporting Raila. And when I mean Raila Odinga, I mean the people who are supporting Raila Odinga and ODM. So the people who have been voting for Raila Odinga, let's assume that people who voted for Raila Odinga are already in his basket. Kalonzo Musyoka, by the way, Karaoke, has some homework to do. Recently we saw Mike Sonko has a new political party, and the political party he has already kick-started its campaign in Ukambani. So Kalonzo might have some homework to deal with the Sonko to secure his own background, backyard, because when you look at the principles in the United Opposition, most of them or half of them might be having might be principles by name, but they don't have a crowd. To give you an example of JB Muturi. JB Muturi is a principal in United Opposition. Right now, there's that. So what I'm saying is the United Opposition, they need to go back to the drawing board. If at all they need to challenge William Ruto. And let them be seen having William Ruto. And let them be seen having done that drawing board properly. That's why you have seen after the by-elections, they have separated Lenny Kivuti and the other Matiang'i and the team, maybe one end, and the others on this other end. So they need to do some work.
Let me get your opinion.
Yes.
Here we have Fred Matiang'i, we have Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Rigathi Gachagua, and we have other principals that you claim that they may be principals by name, but have no crowd.
Yes.
Be that as it may, who do you think among them should be the opposition's flag bearer and in 2027 to face President William Ruto and other candidates who vie for the presidential seat?
Out of the three you have mentioned, remove the Rigathi Gachagua there, because he's already impeached according to the law. Not unless things happen between now and 2027. As it stands, he's already impeached, so he cannot vie. So he will not be a president. You are automatically no, he is not in the ballot. So you have remained with Matiang'i and Kalonzo. So let's analyze one by one. Matiang'i, first of all, as we speak, in the table of principles, he sits with one side. Reason. He sits with one side. Reason, he doesn't have his own political party. He is a deputy
party leader.
So some of the decisions that can be made with implication on moving forward, he might not have the prerogative or the ultimate authority without making a phone call outside. And boss,
To former President Ruto and Kenya.
yes. So we are dealing with a presidential candidate ambaye maybe ako half-baked.
But there was a
ama bado
communication by
hajafika.
the Jubilee Party
said-
to the United Opposition
Yes.
coalition appointing Matiang'i
As a deputy.
as not only as a deputy
representative
party, but as the official representative
of the party in
and
the
he was
United
given the
Opposition.
mandate and power to represent Jubilee.
Those are letters. You're talking about a letter. You're talking about a meeting, physically, people meeting. I have a political party called DCP. I have a political called DP. I have a political party called Kenya Wiper. You get? And there's another one where I have a political party here. My party leader is not here, but well represented by me. So, and when you saw Matiang'i going around, he has always been saying he's going around. Next week we are going around. One day he was unable even to come here, that part of Meru. He was scared. I don't know who scared him one day. And
Anyway,
he
now we are left with Kalonzo because we were doing, remember, we were
Elimination.
analyzing one by one.
Yes.
And we had actually...
And we actually removed Gachagua immediately.
yes.
Immediately we started, we removed Gachagua.
We removed
Now-
Gachagua.
We remained with Matiang'i
Now we are
and
with
Kalonzo.
Kalonzo.
Yes.
Now Matiang'i does not even have a party, as you have put it,
Yes.
but he's a deputy party leader.
I know. I understand he has a party which he hides behind.
Which one?
But,
It's called UPM in Kisii, but he has never said openly. It's
But
this.
as
So-
it stands,
yes.
you know, those are just statements and allegations.
Yeah, even-
What we know is that he's
He's
a
the official
deputy.
deputy
He's
party.
the official
Jubilee
deputy party leader
Absolutely.
at the
So,
Jubilee party.
Yeah, so that we be serious on this, I am saying that we are now remain with Kalonzo. So, when you look at Kalonzo is this diplomatic leader. You know, let's give credit to it. He's this diplomatic politician. He's not like people are saying Kalonzo is associating with bad people who have bad language, and I am not mentioning, but now I know who people they were talking about. Maybe because of Gachagua sometimes is very abrasive and very aggressive and pushing. By the way, Kalonzo is coming up very well as a person. Gachagua is one of the people who is almost replacing Raila Amolo Odinga in this way. He has become someone who is very good noisemaker, doing whistleblowing, and he's able now to push the agenda, that the things that people want to hear, even if sometimes they may not be right. And Gachagua is coming out very strongly. And don't be surprised, by the way, in 2027, when Gachagua gets his members of parliament, no matter the number, then he runs to State House. Whoever will have won, then he looks for a handshake. You know, all signs are showing that he might go that direction, because when you have like what happened to Kalonzo and Raila in 2017, you have members of parliament in parliament. You as ever not in parliament, so you can only tell them what to go and
So
do.
you are anticipating that
that is
Gashagua's party may have
yeah.
more elected leaders as opposed to other parties within the opposition.
Yeah, Gachagua will have significant members of parliament, but I've told you that depends with how he behaves between now and 2027, because he will have members of parliament mostly also in the mountain. But as I told you, Kindiki is really working hard on that. So when he gets these members of parliament and he is not in parliament, he might end up doing a handshake. So lastly, as we analyze Kalonzo, I was analyzing Kalonzo, seeing as a very good man, very polite, very diplomatic, and who has been in leadership for all this long and with a lot of experience. But now, politics, and especially the presidential politics, have a lot of, it's very demanding and requires you to do one or two things, three things to pull strings together. So when Kalonzo makes one statement, then Ruto answers him with one statement of, hey, relax, go check your backyard. Your own road is not made. And right now, he has no ability to make that road, not unless now the government decides to do it. That is one. Two, Kalonzo would win, the word would win, or rather get close to winning the presidential election, depending on who will be his running mate. That is one. Depending on the other principles he associates with. There are some people who have got very bad track record of corruption and very tainted names. That if Kalonzo stands here as the good man as we see him, then he has some people who are of questionable character that might dilute, more or less to speak, his own candidature. So that's what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Well,
Very interesting.
Very interesting. But
But is it making sense?
it has serious sense.
Yeah.
Okay, but it is as if I don't know. But I had said that. But I also say it. It feels like if we go by Mutegi's analysis, then Ruto is going to get elected with a landslide.
It might not be like Tanzania, 98%, but I can assure you to be very easy to get 50 plus 1 for him.
But you put it that for Kalonzo again, it will depend with
The running mate.
the running mate.
Yeah.
So if the running mate is also a good running mate, does it mean Kalonzo will win?
What I mean,
Or
a
get
good
close
running
to-
Or
mate.
get close to winning?
Yeah,
because you
get
put
close
it
to
like
winning.
get
I mean,
close-
But
if
the
you
Ruto
get,
win.
let me give you the example of, I'm looking at. If he gets a running mate who can be able to do serious mobilization, you see, let's be honest. In 2022, William Ruto and his entire team that he was campaigning with, the likes of Didi Nyoro, Rigathi Gachagua, this gentleman from the MP for Kikuyu, Ishungwa. I mean, those were people, they were very young people, energetic, formidable, and they really went all over the country pushing. That's why I said the presidential campaigns are very demanding, and they require you to have a whole team that you can be able to divide into several teams that you can go in different places. And also in terms of resources, it's very demanding. I've seen some presidential candidates gobbling $1 billion per day, and it goes, and you never even win.
Are you looking forward to vying any position yourself?
Myself? That's a good question. You see, there are no positions which are vacant right now. But I'll tell you this. I've been in positions of leadership previously in this country, and especially in Embu, where I come from. And personally, I know there has been a chronic deficiency of genuine leadership in this country. And for the past 3-4 years, I've been championing for the people, championing the pain points that people feel are really pressing from where I come from and also in the country. So let's answer that question in 2027.
When the time comes.
Yes.
He's saying that let us cross the bridge.
When we get there.
Wonderful. It was nice having you, Bwana Mutegi.
Oh,
And,
thank you.
Our time is up.
I've also enjoyed myself. Thank you so much.
Bwana Kariuki, what do you have to say as we wind up the show?
Before we wind up, you should ask Bwana Mutegi.
Yes.
As we head to the holidays,
Yes.
what are you telling Kenyans?
As I started, I was telling Kenyans that first of all, I wish all Kenyans a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2026. Now, moving into the future in 2026 and 2027 in the elections, let the voters be very keen when it comes to the leaders they elect. Let us look at the track record of a person. Let us look at the character, if possible, because my grandmother used to tell me, roho inakuwa imefichwa mbali sana, huwezi jua vile mtu anafikiria. So let us be careful, let us analyze our leaders, but most importantly, let our young people, those who don't have votes, let them take the vote, and that's the only way to be able to change this country. Because even if they get the vote and they don't go vote on the voting day, it is going to be a challenge. You saw the apathy in the 2022 elections. Out of 22 million, only 14 came to vote. You see the apathy in the by-elections. So you are requesting and asking the young people, the Gen Zs, even if they say occupy, even if they make noise, this country is made ruled by rule of law. The only way to change this country is by getting the vote and actually voting on voting day. Lastly, I want to tell them that they need to know that the bad leaders are voted by the good citizens who don't go to vote. I ask the government and the authorities that are taking charge of security and our roads, let them be more vigilant. Let the drivers be more vigilant on the roads. Let's avoid deaths where we can be able to avoid. And moving into the future, let people be hopeful. Let people pray to God to help them as much as they are working hard. It's a time that the Christians are celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ.
Right.
And we hope Jesus Christ, the newborn, will come with new things.
And he's born in our souls.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Most
Bwana
welcome.
Mutegi.
Most welcome, Mutegi.
And of course, Gachagua, I also don't have anything else to add. Mr. Mutegi has put everything out there, and he has indeed ensured that it is not filtered. It was indeed unfiltered.
Good to know that.
So from me, Daniel Karaoke, I don't have much to say, but to wish you all the best.
All the best, and I also wish join Mutegi and Karaoke to wish Kenyans a happy Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. Until next year, I am Dongo Gachane.
With Ndongo Gashane and Daniel Karaoke. Unfiltered with Ndongo Gashane and Daniel Karaoke.